Dr. Michael Koku is a physician and Maxwell Leadership Team speaker, coach, trainer, and independent executive director, well known for his ability to encapsulate complex ideas and present them in concise, compelling fashion. He helps leaders to lead more effectively so they can improve their lives personally and professionally. He is the author of 6 books, including The 4 Keys for Effective Leadership. He is also the Chief Visionary Officer of the LAMP Global Community, the parent organization for WILL, Women in Leadership League, PEARL, Parents Empowered Academy for Right Leadership, YES, Youth Empowerment Society, and TBN, the Berean Network. Let us give a warm and cheerful welcome to Dr. Michael Koku.
Okay, welcome. So I want to welcome everyone to this very great occasion. Now, we're going to go to the keynote session right now. Today, we'll be talking about the heart of leadership. Listen, this is going to change your life. This is going to change your life. What you're about to experience is something huge, is something great. You're about to experience greatness. You're about to experience the key to greatness. The key to greatness is servant leadership. And I want everyone to pay attention to this because this is a very very exclusive session. And I want you to know that by the time you live in here, this will really worth your time. The time that you have really invested in this session to improve yourself as a leader is going to worth your time. Not to waste time, I got something for you, something prepared for this occasion. Something prepared for this occasion. We'll be looking at the heart of leadership. And this is just for you. That's what we are looking at. This is the Heart of Leadership Masterclass. The Heart of Leadership Masterclass. Now, to really make this thing very, very, very home, I want to just ask a question about this. What does these people have in common? I know you can see this picture. What do you think that all these people, all these personalities, what do they have in common? You know, I want you to look at this picture and think about it. Put your answer in the chat. What do you think that they all have in common? I believe that you know so many of these people, at least one of them. If you didn't know all of them, you will know some of them. What did they have in common? That's my question for you. I want to put your answer in the chat box. What did these people, what did they have in common? Okay, now, I'm seeing some answers now. Some people say risk takers, awesome. Some people say thought leaders, awesome. Really, I'm waiting for your answers. Some people say game changers. Come on. Let it keep it coming. What did this? Some people say innovators. Wow, that's awesome. What did these people have in common? Someone said first. Yes. You seen greatness. Yeah. Oh, somebody said Nobel Prize winners. Wow. Listen, all of you are actually right. They are all Nobel Prize winners. In fact, I intentionally covered the top so that you won't see it. All the people that I showed you, they are Nobel Prize winners. But one thing I want you to get from this is this. The Alfred Nobel Peace Prize is one of the highly prestigious and coveted prizes in the whole world. I even know one speaker right now, Eric Thomas. His next goal now is to make sure that he gets the Nobel Peace Prize. Why is this so much synonymous with excellence? But I want to tell you a story that will help you. The person, Alfred Nobel, whose name the prize is given, you need to know something about him. Something happened in 1888 when this man died. He was not dead. He grabbed a copy of a newspaper in France. And when he grabbed that copy, he saw on that title, "The Merchant of Death is dead." At that time, can you imagine someone reading his own obituary? Somebody reading his own obituary. But this is what happened. He grabbed a copy and he saw on that newspaper that the marshal of death is dead. How do you feel when you are still alive and you are reading your own obituary and something happened to him? Because this man was really wealthy. He has a lot of money. He has made so much fortune from producing dynamite. And when he saw that, he began to have a moment of reflection. He experienced an aha moment. At that time, he began to reflect on his life. And that was the real thing. This article was, kind of criticizing him for amassing so much wealth from seeing so many lives destroyed. Wow. This is in 1888, and this is Alfred Nobel. That's the man over there. He was a wealthy man. But do you know that that was a turning point for him? This unexpected glimpse into how he might be remembered. He was like, is this the way I'll be remembered? Is this the way I'll be remembered? He began to think about his life. I want to ask you a question today. How do you want to be remembered? Today, we remember someone special, someone that I knew for just 18 months. She lived a life of service, a life that's so unique, that's worthy of celebration. Now, Alfred Nobel grabbed a copy of the newspaper. He realized that he wanted to leave a more positive legacy. He said that if he finally died, this is not the way he wanted to be remembered. So as a result, that was a turning point in his life. He decided to allocate majority of his fortune to establish the Nobel Peace Prize Award, which recognized outstanding contribution in 6 different fields. We have physics, chemistry, medicine, literature, peace. Listen, this is so huge. This twist of fate encounter in his life led to the creation of one of the most prestigious and impactful awards in the world. It's a powerful reminder that our actions and choices can shape our legacy long after we are gone. Now, like I said, we have 6 categories of Nobel Peace Prize Award that a lot of people are looking for. We have it in medicine, in literature. We have it in chemistry. We have it in peace. Different kind. We have it in physics, in economic science. And each of these awards is roughly $1.14 million. I tell you. And there's so many people that have received this award. For instance, in medicine, the prize has been awarded to about 222 laureates. In literature, about 117 laureates have received the prize. In the Peace Prize Award has been given to a lot of people, about 135. And also, we have in economic science, we have, so many people have received this award in different categories, and a lot of people are still yearning. Now, this lady that you see right here, I know many of you know her. She is the youngest person to receive this award. Her name is Malala Yousafzai. She's the youngest person. She got this award in 2014 at the age of 17 because she was a strong advocate of education in Pakistan. Because at that time in Pakistan, women are not allowed to have modern civilized education. But she was advocating for that. And she right now is seen as one of the most influential person, not only in Pakistan, but in the world. Because she has a heart of leadership. And these are the things that we'll be looking at. These are the things that we'll be looking at. And I want you to know that everyone can be great. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., another recipient of this award, says anyone can be great if anyone chooses to serve. And these are just some amazing facts, amazing statistics about this award. Like I said, the youngest Nobel Prize winner is Malala Yusufzai, she's the youngest. We've had people that has won this award from different. We have 16 women won this award. We've had different people. But the thing I want to dwell on is not so much on the award. I want to talk about you. And we're talking about the heart of leadership. The art of leadership. Now, what is the heart of leadership? Now, before I talk about the heart of the leadership, I want to talk about the normal heart, the normal human heart. There are 78 organs in the human body. There are 78 organs in the human body. And I did some research and I realized the top 3 organs in order of essentiality that we can live without. Number 1 is the brain. It's the top organ that you can live without. The second one is the heart. The heart is the second most important organ that we can live without. The heart is so essential. It's the center of the circulatory system. The first heart transplant was done by Dr. Christian Bernard. He's a South African. But see, until then, it's something that cannot be easily done. That tells you how much the heart is so important. Now, leadership is key in everything, in every place, no matter where you are, no matter what you do. But I want you to know, to be a great leader, you need to understand the heart of leadership. If you don't understand the heart of leadership, the heart means the core, the main issue, the main. And this is what this masterclass is all about. I wanted to figure this out to really learn that you need to get hold of this. Now, the first question I want to ask you is this: how do you want to be remembered? How do you want to be remembered? Now, let me give you a food for thought. Benjamin Franklin said this. He said, if you would not be forgotten, as soon as you are dead and rotten, either write things worth reading or do things worth writing. Wow. That means if you will not be forgotten as soon as you are dead and rotten, either write something worth reading or do something worth writing. Wow. You can be telling me that, well, I'm not an author, I can write. But listen, Jesus never wrote a book. I'm a person of faith. So if this offends you, I just wanted to get this straight. Jesus never wrote a book. But the good book says that if they write everything that Jesus did, the old world will not be able to contain it. So don't make that as an excuse that, well, I can write. Writing is not my own gift. But listen to this. That's not what Benjamin Franklin said. He said, if you will not be forgotten, write something worth reading or do something worth writing. I want to challenge you today. What is the thing that you are doing right now that is worth writing about? What is the thing that you are doing right now? Because you have two choices. Based on what Benjamin Franklin said, it's either you write something worth reading or you do something worth writing. So you can make any excuse and say you can write. But the thing is this: every one of us can do something worth writing. Now, the key to doing something worth writing is service. And that's what I want to really focus on today. I wanted to look at service the way you have never seen it before. When you talk about service, service is all about others. We're talking about art of leadership. Now, let me share with you the 4 L's of leadership. The 4 L's of leadership. Leadership has 4 L's. This is the 4 L of leadership. The first L of leadership is love. Leadership, real leadership, true leadership begins with love. A leader needs to love the people that you are called to serve. That is what true leadership is all about. all this Peace Prize, all this Peace Prize with them. I can take one, for example. Her name is Mother Teresa. We all know Mother Teresa. She was somebody living a life of convenience, a life of comfort where she was at. But anytime she looked outside of the Coventry where she was then at India, she would see another side of life. She would see poverty. At the point, she couldn't live where she was. Love moved her to leave the Coventry and to stay on the streets with people. So that's the first L of leadership, is love. The second L of leadership is listen. A servant leader have to listen to the people that you are called to serve. And the third L is learn. A leader is a lifelong learner. And the fourth L is lead. Now, lead is what we all want to do first. But the heart of leadership is starting from the core. The heart of leadership is starting from the core. Now, let's go one step deeper, because we want to go deeper in this. We talk about how you want to be remembered. Like Benjamin Franklin have said, you need to either write things worth reading or do things worth writing. Every one of us can do things worth writing. I was just talking just right now about Mother Teresa. She left her comfort zone. She left the comfort of being a Catholic nun. She went out. That is the heart of leadership. Listen, the heart of leadership will move your heart. The heart of leadership is service. This is the key to greatness. Service is the key to greatness. This Nobel Peace Award is a celebration of greatness. It's all about greatness. It's not just anybody that gets this award, but listen, you can become a great person in your generation if you understand and embrace this art of service. This art of service is very unique. Now I want to paint the picture to you. Now, there are two extremes, and I want you to come to terms with. We are what we call the leader first or the servant first. The leader first or the servant first. These are two extremes. Now, our focus today is a servant leader. Now, that's because the heart of leadership is service. Now, this servant leader model focuses primarily on others' people and their communities, their well-being and their growth. This is what Mother Teresa did. She was not a native of India. She went there as a missionary. But as a missionary, she was living in comfort. The people that she was taking care of are wealthy people's children. But anytime she looked outside, it was a different world. She was able to move from our world to the world of people that need her services. And that's where she finds her mission. That's where she finds her purpose. The servant leader isn't a sole leader with power, but rather a power sharer. They put other people's needs above their own and enable their team to grow, develop, and perform to the best of their ability. Now, right here, we can see Mother Teresa receiving the Nobel Peace Prize Award. But listen, every award is a public recognition of a private devotion. Every award given to men or women is a public recognition of a private devotion. Our devotion started from the private when she had that conviction to serve. This is in 1979 when Mother Teresa received the Nobel Peace Prize Award, the award that showcased our impact, our influence on the whole world. The question is this: what contribution do you want to live for humanity? Now, I want to make it very, very easy. I want to make it very plain today. And I want to share with you something that you can take and apply. So I want to share with you, since the art of leadership is service, so I want to share with you this service acronym. If you know me very well, acronym is my language. I speak in acronym. So let's get down to it. The heart of leadership. Let's take hold of it. So what is the art of leadership? Now, the heart of leadership is service. So how do we cultivate? How do we develop? Listen, anyone can develop this service mindset. I want you to leave this place with a service mindset. That's why I'm giving you this acronym, so that you can put it where you can see it. Anyone can be great. That's what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said. If we all can serve. Now, let's look at the first one, X. The first one is X, solving problem for others. Solving problem for others. Now, you will see that one thing that all these have in common is others. E, empathize with others. R, removing obstacles from the path of others. V, valuing others. I, interacting with others. And C, compassion for others. And E, encourage and empower others. Now that we have this clearly defined, now let me take it one by one. Let's take it one by one and let's go down with it. And let's see this key, this art of leadership. So I want to start with the first one, solving problem for others. Like I said, every one of us, we can develop these attributes. This art of leadership is learnable skills that we all can develop. Now look at what Jim Rohn said. Jim Rohn said, to solve any problems, here are 3 questions to ask yourself. He said, if you want to solve any problem, here are 3 questions to ask yourself. He said, what could I do? What could I do? Number 2, what could I read? The third question is, who could I ask to solve any problem? This is the 3 questions you need to ask yourself. What could I do? Number 2, what could I read? Number 3, who could I ask? Anyone can develop the heart of leadership. If you start asking them, that means anyone can solve problems for others. The first thing you need to ask yourself is this: what could I do? What could I read? Who could I ask? Solving problems for others begins with thinking about others. Thinking about others. Now, I will share this with you and using myself as a case in point, because this for me is what I do. When I went to medical school, my first major exam, I failed the exam. I didn't pass the exam. It was a very challenging time in my life. And it seems everybody was looking at me as if I'm a failure. But I refused to give up. I encouraged myself that I need to sit up and do this exam again. And I was asking myself, what could I do? I know I can do the exam again. Number 2, what could I read? I know one truth. Apart from reading my medical books, I need to start reading success book so that I can start thinking success thoughts. I was thinking that I don't have time for that. I'm a medical student. I don't have time to read success books. I realized I need to start reading. So I began to use my money to buy success books. I bought the book Think and Grow Rich, and another book by W. Clement Stone. And the third one is, who could I ask? I begin to ask people questions, people that have passed the exam. Now, in the process of preparation and all that, I begin to receive the blueprint, how I can be successful in that exam. And guess what? I did the exam again. Along the way, I got a 7 seats blueprint. And after I was done with the exam, in year 2000, I wrote this book. This is the first book I wrote. Now, God gave me a blueprint to help people that is going to go through the medical school. No one, until I did this, no one has ever done that before. Some people have passed, some people have failed, like me. They passed, they never left anything behind. But listen, because of the heart of leadership, because of the heart of leadership, the passion to serve led to this book. Guess what? Last year, this book went to another level last year, and the 2.0 version was written. And this book was written in collaboration with 9 students. Some of them, they are listening to me right now. They are on this Zoom call. We collaborate. I can see Chioma right there. We collaborated to write this book together. And these 9 students, they have distinction in anatomy. Now, what makes this book special? Now, what makes this book special is this. We saw it as an opportunity to celebrate our dear friend, Tinuade Shongolade. And we put her in that book, and we share our story in the book. And the good news is this. All the proceeds of this book is going to the Tinuade Foundation. Now, why did I have to share that story with you? We're talking about solving problems for others. Now, the question is this. Anytime you go through problems, what do you think about? Do you think about yourself? Do you think about others? Listen, whatever problem you're going through, don't just think about yourself. Ask those 3 questions that Jim Rohn talked about. What could I do? What could I read? Who could I ask? But as you are asking that question, start thinking how you can solve this problem for others. That's what happened to me. And today, what looked like failure has turned to significance. It has led to solving problems for others. So that is the first thing I want you to get about the heart of leadership. The heart of leadership is service. So we saw the first X. The first X is solving problem for others. So let's look at the next alphabet in the acronym service. And that is empathize with others. Empathize with others. Empathize with others. Now, Daniel H. Pink says empathy is about standing in someone else's shoe, feeling his or her heart, seeing with his or her eyes. That's what empathy is all about. Standing in someone else's shoe. One of the things that we need to develop is empathy. Now, what is really common in our world today is sympathy, not empathy. To cultivate a heart of leadership, we need to develop the muscles of empathy. Empathy is all about others. Empathy is all about others. Empathy is when we begin to feel what others feel. That's what happened to Mother Teresa. She was living in a comfortable Coventry, in a rich place. There's so much wealth where she lived. Her needs are being met. But anytime Mother Teresa looked outside the wall, there was a look of squalor. There was a look of poverty. And she realized this, that this is it. So this E is empathy. E-M-P-A-T-H-Y. That's what we are talking about now. The E is empathy. 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 Like we said, based on this quote, empathy is about standing in someone else's shoe, feeling what other people feel, seeing what other people see. That is empathy. So for you to develop the heart of leadership, you need to develop empathy. Start putting yourself in other people's shoe. Now, there's no way you can meet them. Now, let me show you how to meet needs. In order to meet need, you need to see the need. You need to feel the need before you can meet the need. There's some need around you that you are not aware of. I remember reading the book Change Your World by John Maxwell and Rob Hoskins. The co-author with John Maxwell in the book Change Your World said he used to drive, talking about his office in Florida. Anytime he's going to work, there's a place he normally drive through the same route. Then one day he decided to change route and he saw a lot of poverty. He said, wow, so you mean something like this is happening where I live and I'm not aware? Now, this man is changing lives all around the world. He never knew that just around his home, his house, there's a need to be met. Because he always drives the same route to work. But that day, he chose to go a different route and he saw the need. So in order to meet the need, you have to see the need. You have to feel the need before you can meet the need. This is the power of empathy. You have to see it first. You have to see it first. Our ministry in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, every Sunday night, we out on the streets. We go to where the people that doesn't have a home right there. We were still there yesterday, giving out food, drinks, blankets as needed. Why? Because we saw the need. We feel the need. Now we are meeting the need. The question is this: what needs are around you? You can start where you are. There's no small needs to be met. What needs are around you? If you want to develop the heart of leadership, you need to start by seeing the need around you, feeling the need around you, and meeting the need around you. That's where to start from. That's where to start from. Now, let's go to the next alphabet. We're looking at the heart of leadership is service. So we've looked at X. The first thing we look at is solving problem for others. The second E is empathizing with others. Now, let's look at the R. The R is removing obstacles from the path of others. Removing obstacles from the path of others. Lucas Post, a former Forbes Council member, said, your success as a leader will be defined by the obstacles you remove, not the ones that you create. Your success as a leader will be defined by the obstacles that you remove and not the one that you create. I want to ask you a question today. Are you removing obstacles from the path of others, or are you creating obstacles on the path of others? We need to ask this question. Are you removing obstacles from the path of others, or are you putting obstacles on the path of others? This is a sincere leadership question. So this is very key. The art of leadership, the third thing we need to develop is to develop the ability to remove obstacles from the path of others. Now let's go to the next alphabet. We've looked at X, E, R. Now let's go to V. The next thing to develop is valuing others. V is valuing others. Valuing others. My mentor is so big about this, John Maxwell. He talks so much about valuing people. Leadership is not about being in charge. It is about taking care of those in your church. Leadership is all about taking care of those in your church. Leadership is not all about being in charge. It's all about taking care of those in your church. And this is what leadership is all about. Taking care of those in your church. If you want to cultivate the heart of leadership, you need to start focusing on those in your church, taking care of them, instead of feeling in charge, but caring. So this is the caring factor. This is the factor that makes us to care for those under our church. This is very vital key, valuing people. Now, let me show you something in this course of value. There are three ways that we can see people. There are three ways we can see people. And everyone can be classified into three different groups based on the way we see people. Number one, we can see people as broken. Number two, we can see people as hurting. And number three, we can see people as valuable. Now, what we do with people is based on our perception of people. Now, if you see people as broken, you will want to fix them. If you see people as hurting, you will want to help them. But if you see people as valuable, you will want to serve them. So that's why you can't serve people effectively without seeing them as valuable. For instance, there's a kind of shelter that God puts in our heart to build in the city of Philadelphia as a prototype for other shelters. It's called Esperanza Resort. The world have never seen that kind of shelter before. I talk to people on the street why they don't want to go to shelter, and they tell me their problems, and we decide to come up with a solution that will show the way people need to be treated. We need to see people as valuable in order to serve them well. So this is the key. This is the heart of leadership. We need to value people. We need to value people. Don't value people for what they have done. Value people for what they can do. Real leaders does not value people for what they have done, but a real leader value people for what they are capable of. This is what helps us to go for the diamond in people. People are like diamond. When you are going for diamond, you have to take a lot of debt to get the diamond, and it starts with value. It starts with value. So there are three ways we see people. We see people as hurting, we see people as broken, and we see people as valuable. When you see people as hurting, you want to help them. When you see people as broken, you want to fix them. But the highest level is seeing people as valuable, where we want to serve them. Now, let's go to the next alphabet in the acronym of service. We've looked at X, solving problems for others. We've looked at E, empathizing with others. We've looked at R, removing obstacles from the path of others. V is valuing others. The next thing we want to see, the next alphabet we want to look at is I. This I is interacting with others. Interacting with others with integrity. Interacting with others with integrity. Interacting with others with integrity. Now, Dwight E. Eisenhower, one of United States president, he said, the supreme quality of leadership is integrity. The supreme quality of leadership is integrity. So this is something that we all can develop. One of the arts of leadership is integrity. We have summed it this way, that the heart of leadership is service. So what we're doing is we're looking at the service acronym. So we look at X, we look at E, R, V, I. I is interacting with others with integrity. Listen, integrity is not what you do, it's who you are. Leaders, if you want to be great, we need to serve with integrity. Integrity requires accountability. It's very, very important. Our word and our action must align. That is integrity. Integrity is from the word integer. It means one. You don't say one thing and do something else. It is the same thing. Billy Graham said something. He said, if money is lost, nothing is lost. He said, if health is lost, something is lost. He said, but when integrity is lost, everything is lost. Integrity is one. 1 minus 1 is 0. There's nothing left. That's why one of the key to the heart of leadership is interacting with others with integrity. Now, let's go to the next one. So we've looked at X, solving problem for others. We've looked at E, empathizing with others. We've looked at R, removing obstacles from the path of others. We've looked at V, valuing others, putting a 10 on people, believing the best about people. That's what value is all about. I, interacting with others with integrity. Now, let's look at the next one, C. The next one is C. To develop this heart of leadership is C. Now, this C is compassion for others. Compassion for others. C is compassion for others. Compassion for others. Albert Schweitzer, a man that was a renowned pianist, that at the age of 30 went to medical school to learn the skill that would make him to be a medical missionary. And when he finished, he did a whole-size concert to raise money for his own medical missionary. And he went to a place called Lambarini, which is now called Gabon. That was where he went to. He began to serve people. He began to serve people. That is the heart of leadership. Here's what he said about compassion. He said the purpose of human life, this is what he said. He said the purpose of human life is to serve and to show compassion and the will to help others. The purpose of human life is to serve and to show compassion and the will to help others. A wise man said, passion is a magnet. Compassion is a dragnet. Passion is a magnet. Compassion is a dragnet. Listen, it is the marriage between passion and compassion that brings about an expansion of leadership. It is the marriage between passion and compassion that brings about an expansion of leadership. I want to encourage you. Don't just have passion. There's so many people that have passion. We need to develop compassion. Compassion is all about others. Compassion with others. It takes compassion to move us to solution. This is the vital heart of leadership. Now, the last one is E. And I'm going to give you 2 E. I'm going to give you a double E. Encourage and empower others. Encourage and empower others. One of the things that we need to develop is to encourage and empower others. We need to be CEOs of people. CEO means Chief Encouragement Officers. Now, Deborah Day said, encourage, lift, and strengthen one another. For the positive energy spread to one will be felt by us all. Encourage, lift, and strengthen one another. For the positive energy spread to one will be felt by us all. The beauty about encouragement is this. It's so powerful. Listen, anytime you encourage others, you are encouraging yourself. Dr. Carl Menninger is an American psychiatrist, one of the top notch. They asked him, what is the solution to depression? People were thinking that he would talk about antidepressant. That's not what he said. He said, when you are depressed, go out of your house, get on the street, and encourage 7 people. He said, you will come back encouraged. Listen, he's not saying something new. He's only saying what the good book has said. That he that watereth shall be watered. That's why I like to encourage people. Not that I don't have my own challenges, but I've learned the secret. So a servant leader encourages others. One of the heart of leadership is encouraging others. Now the second E, because I told you the last one is E, but there's a double E, encourage and empower others. Empower others. Ronald Reagan said, the greatest leader is not necessarily the one who does the greatest things. He is the one that gets the people to do the greatest things. The greatest leader is not necessarily the one that does the greatest thing, but the one that gets the people to do the greatest things. These are the heart of leadership. I want to encourage you that you can do this. The heart of leadership is service. I'm going to go over it again. X, solving problems for others. Solving problems for others. Anyone can develop problem-solving skills. There's no time today. I will have given you an acronym for problems. And you will see problem in a different way. But solving problem for others is where we started from. The second one is E, empathizing with others. The next one is R, removing obstacles from the path of others. Then V, valuing others. Then I, interacting with others with integrity. Then C, compassion for others. And E, encourage and empower others.